All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over the odd problems from this homework assignment. So I'm going to factor number 1, which is x squared plus 7x plus 12. So in the previous video, they factored this a certain way. I'm going to use the grouping method on these problems. You don't necessarily have to use that method. Use whatever method you're comfortable with. But we're going to start by multiplying a times c, which gives us 12. So we're going to look for factors of 12 that add together to give us b. And of course, in this particular problem, 3 and 4 are the two numbers. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 plus 4 is 7. So I'm going to rewrite the original problem, except instead of putting 7x, I'm going to split the 7x into our two numbers, 4x and 3x. And then put the positive 12 on the end. The reason I'm doing this is so now we can factor this using the grouping method, which is the subject of the next video. We're going to put the first two terms in a group and factor the GCF of just that first group. That first group has an x in common. And when we take an x out of x squared plus 4x, we're left with x plus 4. And in that second group, we can take out a positive 3. And you'll notice if we divide out a 3 from that second group, we're left with an x plus 4. This should always happen. This and this should be the same. Those make up one of your factors, x plus 4. The other factor is made up by the numbers on the outside, the positive x and the positive 3. Again, there are much simpler ways to do this particular problem, but this method works on the problems no matter how easy, no matter how difficult. I would encourage you to try this one on your own. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to work through this one pretty quickly. So we're looking for factors of positive 2 that add together to give you negative 3. In this case, the two numbers are 2 and 1, but they're both negative. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. So then we're going to rewrite this problem as x squared minus 2x minus 1x plus 2. And then we're going to put the first two terms in a group. GCF there is an x. The second group, remember, if that lead number is negative, you need to factor out a negative. Second group has nothing in common, but we can take out a negative 1. And again, that leaves us with our answer, x minus 2 and x minus 1. Problem 3. It's a little bit tougher because that lead coefficient is greater than 1. Again, A times C. Looking for two numbers that multiply together to give us negative 18 and add together to give us negative 7. Negative 9 plus 2. Negative 9 times 2 works. And if the hardest part of this video is the grouping method here right at the end, I would encourage you to go back or go forward. There is a video that goes through the grouping method in the next section. But we're taking that first group. In that first group, we're factoring out the GCF, which is a 3x. And then you have to think backwards. 3x times what? Gives you 3x squared. It's just x. 3x times what? Gives you negative 9x. It's negative 3. And in the second group, since that lead number is a positive, you're going to take out a positive 2. And same thing. 2 times what gives you 2x. 2 times what gives you negative 6. These are the same, so we know we've done it right. Doesn't matter the order you write those in. Also doesn't matter the order you write those two middle terms in. You could have switched those, and you'll still get the same correct final answer. Stuff on the outside gives us the other factor. Then the last problem, in all of these, you can use the same method. That's why I like this method, because it works for every type of problem. Only difference is the numbers are bigger. So negative 8 and 5 are the two numbers. So I'll rewrite the problem with 4 terms. And again, it doesn't matter the order here. You could switch the negative 8 and positive 5 and still get the same final answer. Your work may look a little different in between, but your final answer will be the same. That first group has a greatest common factor of 2x. 2x times what gives us 10x squared? 5x. 2x times what gives us negative 8x? Negative 4. In the second group, again, they have nothing in common, so we can't really take anything out except for a 1. And in this case, since that lead number is positive, we're going to take out a positive 1. That should make sense because 5x minus 4 is what we got in that first group. And that, of course, is what we're going to get in the second group if we divide out a 1. So 5x minus 4 is half your answer. The other half is 2x plus 1.